All right. Well, anyway, I don't know what's going on. My Facebook got all crappy. So yeah, and there's my horrible voice. So
I'm just checking to see if it's all working.
It looks good.
Can't tell if there's music though. So here I'm going to do a little tricky thing. Let's see if this works. Tricky thing. Nope.
Oh my God.
Nope.
Nothing.
Let's see.
Oh boy. We come back early and mess everything up. Wow. And Facebook's only on a little tiny bit of a delay today. Wow, really, really short delay.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we're still trying to work out music here. Oh, that killed everything. Well, that killed my headset anyway. Huh.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Well, let me try something. Hang on.
Yours is working.
Mine's going out kind of crappily,
but it's going.
But it's going out. Yeah.
But it's going.
Yeah.
That's right.
Ooh, the big, heavy, thick ones. Okay.
That's right.
Ugh. Big, heavy, thick ones. Okay. That sounds horrible.
It does.
Jesus. That sounds horrible.
It does.
Jesus.
All right. Well,
where the hell is this coming from?
Well,
where the hell is this coming from?
I got one other solution.
Oh, okay. So that's going in there. I got you.
You got one the cable between those two things.
Which one?
Between the computer and the board.
Oh, gotcha. Which one? This guy. Okay.
Let's see if this does anything. Okay. Let's see if this is one.
That seems kind of weird, though. Our voices are going out, or we're going out. Now they're not. Oh, wait a minute. It's only picking it up on the external. That's why. Because it's still picking up my voice.
How about now?
Now? Now I'm not hearing anything. No, it's the same. It's not coming through the line in.
All right.
It's just picking it up, the ambient room noise.
All right. Well, we'll work on it.
Which is kind of weird that it's still picking up mine now.
We'll work on it. You tell people what's going on.
Well, we're fucking everything up.
You tell people what's
Just
going on.
trying to get music to play, and we can't seem to do that. And trying to see if...
Tell them what they're listening
Let me see.
to, Jim.
Yeah, well, this is the P word on
Sort of the few
wherever the hell we're, let's just play this a few hundred times.
Welcome to the American Moron Entertainment Network.
How did this happen?
Yeah, that's kind of our mantra at this point.
One more trick on this.
Okay. So, yeah, I think we're the video feed is going strictly.
Two.
Oh, no, I got nothing. Okay. Wow.
Any different?
Oh, that got better. At least in my headphones, it got better.
Yeah.
Let's see.
How about some? It's sort of mono.
Yeah. I'm not in mono. Well, no, I'm not.
Mine's my headphones.
Oh, mother of God.
There we go.
Okay.
No,
That didn't even go out.
I don't think anything's going out.
Now we got nothing. No,
Yeah, there's
no music's
sound.
going out. Yeah. Well,
No.
my sound is not my stuff's only going out to that through that cable, but it'll go out to Podbean, but nowhere else. I don't know what happened. I mean, it's not like we've been drinking or anything.
No. So this total bust.
Well, we've got something. We can still tell stories. That's weird, though. You got the new cable and everything, and it's just not doing it.
I got one more trick up my sleeve.
And you even put that in 2 different ports, right? You moved it from 4 to 3.
Back to the other.
Okay. How not to podcast 101.
Welcome to the American Moron Entertainment Network.
What the fuck is going on here?
Try that.
Well, I heard music coming from mine.
Okay. That's
Very low, but it's coming from mine, but I don't know.
a step in the right direction.
Very low. Play some music over there and let's
All right.
see what happens. Play some music over there. All right. See what happens.
Whatever.
Okay.
All right. So that's a lot louder, though.
Yeah, everything got a lot louder.
That's a lot louder, though.
There we go. All right.
We should just restart.
We can't.
Oh.
Let's see. Let me try something real quick.
What the fuck happened? What the fuck happened?
Well, it's going out.
That's going out, but I don't know
All
why
right.
yours isn't going out. That makes no sense.
Whatever. Hello, Kay Hoffman. Hey, so to all the people who've been asking me where I've been and why I have been on
Where you been at?
Facebook, I've been away for a little while. I just got back from 11 days. I was on a cruise of the Mediterranean in Europe.
Yeah.
Started in Spain, ended in Spain too. Well, you know,
That's okay. It's just very cyclical.
yeah. So that's where I was, and I was posting a lot of pictures today because we don't want to post a lot of stuff. We went home because I don't know.
Our parents
Weird.
told us not to.
So now I'm home, and so I'm here to clear the air, let everybody know I'm back, and I was in Rome, I was in Naples, and I was on the Amalfi Coast, and I was in Sorrento and Florence and Barcelona and Ibiza and Mallorca, I think was one of the places where I think that's where that skull behind me came from.
Well, that makes sense.
So it was a really cool trip, once in a lifetime kind of thing you do, if you can. And we did, and it was wild. It was wild.
So, what was your itinerary? What did you like? What was the plan?
Well, the plan was whatever, the trip was
Yeah.
pre-organized. So what happened was my wife and I and my sister and my brother-in-law, we booked a cruise, Norwegian Cruise Lines, Norwegian Epic is the name of the boat we were on. And we left out of Barcelona, Spain last Sunday or Saturday. I don't remember what it was now. And then we cruised to different places along the Mediterranean coast of Europe. Stop here and do this and do that. And so first stop was in Nice, France, I believe, or something like that. And what was that? That was where
That's where all the naked boobies are.
the Cannes Film
Cannes Film
Festival.
Festival,
That's where we went into town. And then from there, we went all over the hillsides and all that stuff and went checking out all these crazy places. And then we went from there to Florence. What you do is you get off the boat, you disembark, you go for a tour. But a lot of people, when they go on these things, they just, they get like the bus ride,
because that's what you want to do.
the tour, they provide that. So we hired a private driver for each place that we went to.
Yeah.
So we would have a private driver and guide or a private historian, if you will, take us around and show us places. So we had a private driver in Cannes and went over that and checked it out, and it was cool. And then we had another driver for Florence. No, Florence, we had a private guide.
I was gonna say there are a lot of cars in Florence.
So in Florence, we'd take a cab to Florence, and then we took a train back because it was much cheaper. We didn't realize. Florence was killer. We stayed overnight in Florence. We stayed off the boat for 2 nights and stayed
Florence
in
is
a
a
condo.
badass place.
Yeah, it was, but it was stinking hot.
Yeah.
And so a lot of the people we were meeting were lamenting to us how the last couple of years have gotten much hotter. And specifically in Rome, our tour guide, his name was Nick.
Of course.
He was explaining to us how we were up on this one garden looking at like we're in like a Roman garden,
Yeah.
and he said there are these rose bushes up there and some trees that every year they do this incredible bloom, and they're dying
Well,
because it's just too hot.
yeah. Yeah. I remember when we went there, we went to Italy, we took a train from Paris across the Alps into Venice.
Yeah.
And we were in high school, and I'm a high school, like I was between junior, senior year, summer, and it was hot, and I wanted to shower because I'm a greasy, spotty little kid.
Yeah, me too.
Oh
Still
my
am.
God, was that just unbearable?
Yeah, it was each day we got back from wherever to wherever and got showers.
Mhm.
You know,
Yeah.
you felt gross, man.
We got back to the room finally, and we toured around all day. Like after we got there, so we got
Yeah.
there in the morning, sweaty.
Yeah.
Walked around all day, got sweatier. There's like a picture or two of us that are eating lunch. That's disgusting. We all look gross.
Right.
And then we got back to the room, and I pulled a knife on my roommates, and I said,
Sweet.
"Kate, I get the bathroom first."
So just to put things in perspective, I left Barcelona, Spain today at 5 a.m. Barcelona time,
Fucking crazy.
which is 6 hours behind here or ahead of here.
Mhm.
So when I got it, our flight landed today around 12:30, 1 o'clock. By that point, I don't even know. It was 5 o'clock in Barcelona time. So I don't know. It's something around 1:30 in the morning for me right now. And I got home. First thing I did was I carried a couple bags in the house, and then I mowed the lawn. And then I sat down with my son because we hadn't seen each other in over a week, and we sat and chatted and looked at pictures. And maybe some of you saw them. I don't know. I posted them up on Facebook. I put a little sampler of stuff of like the 1,000 pictures or whatever I took.
Now, did you go in in your hot tub, or were you just checking to make sure I didn't let it go green?
I was checking out the hot tub, and I intend on going there after Studio B closes, and then I'm not going to work tomorrow. And then we'll go
Good
in on
plan.
Thursday,
Good plan.
and then I have a gig with Old School on Friday night.
That's going to be fun.
It should be. I got a set list. I haven't even looked at it. I'm going to check it out right now. But man,
All different songs now.
what a cool place.
It is. I told you I was shocked when I went to Europe for the very first time,
Yeah.
and it was a trip like yours. It was a day.
Yeah.
You're going to be driving, bussing. Like we were all land based, and it was a fucking nightmare. But it was so much fun. I didn't want to leave the country. I didn't want to go. I thought why am I going to this shithole everyone left to come here?
Yeah.
But then we had so much fun. I mean, a lot for us. We were all around 16,
Mhm.
between 14 to 16 years old. So it was kind of like they're just letting you loose in a place where the drinking age is 8.
Yeah.
So I guess that was a big part of it.
Well,
But,
it was like that on our boat. So on our boat, if you had a guardian and you were over 18, you were free to drink. And the kids on our boat, they were having the time of their life. I was like, I would have killed to be on that thing when I was that age. Holy moly.
we were in
Thank you, Kay.
Florence. There was a wine salesman that came around on this little jitney thing,
Yeah.
right? He knew where we were staying, and he would come by 3 times a day.
Sure he did. Now, I don't know. I like cars.
Yep.
I don't know if anybody who knows me in the band or whatever, but I love cars. And it was really interesting to see the different cars in Europe. Now, of course, I know that there's different cars there. They don't have large roads. The roads are very small there.
Yeah.
And gasoline costs the equivalent
Of a mortgage.
$8 plus a gallon.
Mhm.
And we have no control over that, obviously, over there. So you can't blame anybody from here.
I did not do it.
Anyway, so they have really cool cars, these really cool, little efficient cars. Lots of Mini Coopers,
Mhm.
Peugeot,
Yeah.
Fiat,
All with
Skoda.
all dented.
No, I saw
Really?
a lot of cars in great condition, mostly in new condition.
Maybe it was just Paris. Everything was dented there.
Well,
Even the motorcycles.
Rome
were fucked
was
up.
probably similar to Paris. Rome is basically New York City with some really cool old ruins in it,
Yeah.
right?
And the Pope. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You know,
Matter of fact, our shitty tour guide we drove past this thing, and somebody said, "Oh, what's that over there?" And she's just like, "Oh, that's some ruins." And I'm like, I leaned
Oh,
over to my
my.
teacher. I'm like, "That's the Forum, isn't it?" She's like, "Yeah, okay."
Well, here's the funny thing. So our guide, he's a history teacher, high school history teacher, and history is
They live.
ancient history
They live where the history is.
is mandatory there,
Well, yeah, it's just their history. Ours only goes back a couple hundred years.
right? So and they do art history as
Mhm.
well. So he was explaining to us that like we were at a lot of the Medici sites, which if you don't know what that is, folks,
Pick up a book.
the Medicis were a very influential financial family in Italy many years ago, and they financed most of the beautiful cathedrals that, you know, these things that you see on television with these incredible fresco paintings, and they financed all this, and they hired all these really amazing artists, Donatello and Michelangelo and
Leonardo, Raphael, Splinter.
shockingly, most of these guys were gay.
Well, yeah. Have you seen Michelangelo's David?
Exactly. And so that I'm getting to a point here, and
He's 90 feet tall and his wing's only that big.
everybody was talking about that.
Yeah.
We didn't see the actual David because that was day 2,
Mm.
and I needed to see the Hard Rock, to be honest with you.
Well, that's what David is. He's the Hard Rock.
So I went to the Hard Rock because I'm an idiot.
I did that in Paris. What are you talking about? That's what you do. You got to find the Hard Rock in every major city in the world.
I couldn't get to it in there was one city we were in, Mallorca, I think it was. I couldn't get over because the road was under construction, so we couldn't get to it. But I visited the one in Ibiza, and Ibiza is cool. Ibiza, Spain is cool for me because 3 of my favorite Judas Priest records were recorded there: Point of Entry, Scream of Vengeance, and Defenders of the Faith. And a number of Iron Maiden albums, I believe, were recorded there. And I'm pretty sure that's where Gary Moore did a lot of his work. So
Right, cheaper taxes.
pretty freaking awesome. But Ibiza was stupid hot. It was about 95 degrees with 90% humidity.
What's really weird is, we're about the same latitude,
Yeah,
which is really odd.
it doesn't make sense.
Well, it does, because we're like that too. It was like 90 here and 100. It was about 1,000,000 degrees here when you were gone, and the humidity was like, I don't know, 3,000%. Like you walked outside, even if your sunglasses were already outside, they would fog up.
Yeah.
It was hideous.
But they have cactus growing there year round.
We could too. We have a cactus up the road. Somebody has it. We just don't. We don't want it here. But yeah. I mean, they just have it's a different. They have a different climate too, because you got to remember the Gulf Stream makes it warmer over there.
Mm-hmm. That's why England is actually warm, because
That's why
England's north
England's.
of here.
That's why it's habitable. Yeah.
Yeah.
Without that, they're kind of screwed. So every time playing the Gulf Stream, I try to like divert it just a little bit.
Yeah, I use my ass to do that.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, so as we're walking through a number of the cathedrals, our guide was explaining to us that a lot of these churches they only fill up during the big holidays, and normally they don't really have a lot of attendance. It's not Catholicism is not a big deal in Italy anymore.
Catholics are into Catholicism. We just,
He said it's fallen off.
You're just there for
dramatically.
a snack in the morning. That's
I
about it.
was really surprised by this, and it is the tourism in these cathedrals that allows them to continue.
Notre Dame was the same way. We were there. I was there over Christmas. Christmas Eve when they did mass. There were people everywhere.
Of course.
We couldn't get in. We were like, they're just spilling out. There's protesters and everything.
Man. It's the big show.
But every other day it was dead. Just you could do anything you want. Just walk in, do whatever. Nobody was
amazing.
there. So
what a wacky, wild. I sound like an old DJ or something.
it's only Montco Radio with their wacky Wednesdays.
I'm delirious at this point.
Yeah, it's a tough trip back. I found the trip back harder than the trip over. I thought that was what shagged me out the most.
Yeah,
because we did the same thing. You left early in the morning. You left. You got here in the evening. Like I don't know what the hell happened. Like we just sit in the airport for a while. We got here in the last time, I think it was sometime in the evening, and then took like a 7-hour bus drive from Newark, which I still can't explain. But yeah, it's exhausting. Oh, was that the list? Was that the list?
It was.
Let me see the list.
There's
Okay.
set 3 is pretty exciting.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
Nice.
My next trip should be to Japan, Kay Hoffman saying. I don't know if Japan's on the immediate list. My next trip out of this country, I'm telling you right now, is going to be to London and Paris. If I have enough influence on the
I would love to go to Japan.
People.
I'd have to go there for like a month.
Hello, Robin Castle.
So
I should probably put some music on them to match what we're talking about here. Ready? I don't know if it'll come through. Shout out to the tour guides we had over there that don't even know who I am, but that they were great. We had some killer tour guides. Now it looks like the Amalfi Coast right there. I'm thinking that's what that is. So I'm watching a little video here.
Yeah, it is weird when you go to other countries and you just hear like the music. It's not like you don't often hear the stuff we listen to most of the time around
the
here.
music we heard over there sounds just like here, except they're all singing in Italian. There was K-pop kind of
There
music.
is that. Yeah, there is. But I mean, like when you go to the touristy places, this is the kind of shit they're going to play.
I didn't hear any music. The only
Really?
music I heard was in the cars or in, if you went to a restaurant or something. And all that music was modern Italian pop music.
All I heard was Van Halen's 1984 or all kinds of weird Madonna shit because that's all they had on the bus.
No, none of that. None of it. None of it. It was all modern pop.
Now you go down to Jamaica, all you hear is reggae. That is, at least where I was, that's all you heard.
I shot the sheriff over and over.
It was just all kinds of crazy. But it was like from every building was just pumping it out. Like they had a bodega down the street. We walked in and they were just blasting it in there. I'm like, yeah, whatever, man, I don't care. So Paris is nice. Smells like dog poop and clean it in the morning.
It's not a clean city.
No,
I said,
they actually do have guys who clean the dog poop with
It's-
hoses in the morning.
It's a lot like New York City. It's even dirtier, and you get fooled when you start out in places like even Barcelona is really clean.
Well, like Montreal, like old Montreal is like an old European city,
Sure,
and it's
yeah,
kind of dingy and gross.
Mhm.
And then you go over to New Montreal, and it just looks like a gross little business center.
Mm-hmm.
And Paris is like that. It can be you rate like we were staying right off one of the spokes of the Champs-Élysées, and
Gesundheit.
if you walk down a different spoke, it'll take you to skyscrapers. But if you go down our road, it's just boulangeries and all kinds of hotels and little places like that. But
It is cool. Just I don't know, walking down these crazy, like little alleyways, and there's shops
Mhm.
where you would think there shouldn't be. I don't know.
oh, they're like holes in the wall. Yeah, we were in I think it
And
was
we were out early, so a lot. The things start a little later there, especially
Yeah.
in the Spanish areas.
I think we were in Assisi or whatever the other place was we went to, and we were walking down the streets, and kids are like jumping in and out of different little places, and there was this thing. It looked like you remember back in the nastier times in New York, they would have like a fence almost with like a hole in it.
Yeah.
If you go back there, you're gonna die. There was one.
Or watch the construction.
Yeah, it was like that, but it was really gross. And I looked in; it was a wine store, this really old wine store. And I went in and we bought a whole bunch of wine, and it was really cool. But they're literal holes in the wall.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing. If you go to these places, I mean, everything it all looks like the Sergio Leone movie. Everything's old as shit.
Yeah.
I mean, what's the oldest thing here? Ruins in like Newfoundland.
250, 300.
Yeah, if even.
Yeah. That's considered new construction to them.
Yeah.
And it's not, I'm not joking when I say that.
No, it's all different.
So, a lot of the cities in Europe were the main cities, the main city center were inside of a walled city. with a castle and a church and perimeter. And it's very interesting to see that construction. And I mean, you're talking stuff from 1,000, 1,200, 1,300, 1,400 years ago. It's incredible. And then you get into the Roman stuff, and that's all 53 BC.
Yeah, that's a really, really old shit.
And
it's funny because they find old shit, and then under the old shit is older shit.
because they build on top of it.
Yeah, they just keep building on top of it and
Right.
just going back. I remember we were there, and we stopped it was somewhere on the way to the Coliseum, and they were doing a dig. I mean, they were just.
Well, I don't know if you saw the pictures I posted where we were at that low spot. Show. Let's see if I can find it. It's pretty neat. Wait, I'll go to my page. That'd be the easiest way to do this. No, that's not.
It's just me. Yeah.
Oh boy. Yes, way before Jesus, man.
Yep.
Because in Roman times they would persecute you.
Well, yeah, the lions had to eat something. Then they realized, hey, we can make money.
So let's see if I can find that picture, Jim. Give me a moment. Okay. It's in this group.
Okay, that looks, that's some old shit.
So I may have to show you after the show on my phone.
Oh, are you talking about in the Coliseum?
No,
Oh.
in the old ruins area. So
Mhm.
there's a church like right about here. And there's a set of steps and there's another set of steps and there's some, columns, and then there you see this church, and then you see this door. And the door is like 6 stories up and there's a set of steps coming out of it. You're like, what? Why is the door up there? And here we are, we're at the bottom of this area. And Nick, our tour guide, said that's because that was street level in the 1700s.
Ah. Yeah.
That's where the street was. And this has all been excavated in the last 30, 50, 60 years.
What did you guys go to the Coliseum?
70 years. Yes, we did. We did the underground tour.
I remember just standing there and what the hell am I looking at? How did they do anything in this shithole? Because you don't realize the floor's missing,
Right.
and all you see are the underground parts.
What's left of it that hasn't been destroyed by
Yeah.
people looting it, like
That asshole who carved it.
the barbarians that came in and
Oh, that was
wanted all the metal out of the stone, so they carved all those holes in just to get a piece of iron.
Or the guy from where was he? The guy from the UK who just carved his initials on it.
Well, I
They
actually
caught his ass.
I took pictures of carvings in the
Mhm.
wall in
Oh,
light
yeah,
of that.
Yeah.
And I found stuff from the 1850s. People would, it's what people did. It was different then.
Yeah, it's all over. What was it the BEF and the AEF during World War I trained in Egypt, and they did that all over the pyramids. So you find that too. I mean, it's kind of historical. It's just when I see
Well, it is,
something
especially when I
you know,
see some guy who puts his initials up from 1850 something.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this person literally is reaching across time and saying hi.
so a couple of 100 years from now, that guy who did it 2 weeks ago, be such a dick.
Right.
But for now, he's a dick.
Meanwhile, I'm taking a picture and it's going to evaporate into the digital
Yep.
essence of nothing. No mark left behind.
But yeah, it really is kind of humbling to go to these places.
It is.
and just look at it
It's
like
also,
Jesus Christ.
it's nice to meet people. And, I have to say that some of the nicest people I met, I know this is going to shock a lot of you out there, were the people from France. They were extraordinarily nice.
Yeah, some of them were nice.
Everybody I met was nice. I mean, we did have a problem in Spain.
Well,
We had a guy, a waiter, and I can say his name because I don't give a flying fuck, and he doesn't know who the fuck I am. And his name was Victor.
wow, well, Jesus.
So it was night number 1. So we get in the town. We've been up since almost 24 hours, and we're like, all right, it was in the hotel we stayed at. It was called the 1895. Was the name of the hotel. Very, very fancy place. And they had a rooftop bar deck and pool and all that. So we go up to the roof deck,
Victor.
get a table, and it was a table for 2. We brought 2 chairs over.
Mhm.
This caused a lot of aggravation among the staff.
Yeah, they don't like it. They
We
would.
made our own table. So
You
here we
should.
are.
Old school should never play a place like that.
And so they come up and asked us if we wanted a waiter in English, and we said fine. And they sent this guy.
Somehow they knew you
Victor
spoke
over.
English, huh?
And so Victor comes over and he gets our drink orders and gets our food orders.
Rostler, can I help you?
And he disappears. And a little while later, he comes with the drinks and basically forgets about us. And then sometime after that, somebody came out and brought my brother-in-law and I's dinner, but not the ladies' dinners.
Oh,
And we're waiting. And finally, my brother-in-law goes and gets somebody. He's like, we never got the food. Then Nick and his little red hat pops up at us somewhere
thorough.
and puts an order in because he apparently forgot to put the order in.
That makes sense to just forget for the women. Yeah, that's
So then
really easy to
we're
do.
waiting and waiting. And finally, my wife looks over and there's a guy who's cooking on the rooftop deck. There's like an area, and she sees two
He's
plates.
probably just one of the other people
sitting
that came in and he was hungry.
She sees the two plates. She's like, that's what we ordered. She walked over, took the plates and put them on the table. And sometime thereafter, aloof Ned, what's his name? Victor comes staggering over and has no clue that he hasn't delivered our food. He just sees the meeting and still have not had a single secondary drink.
Mm-hmm.
And then at the end of the night, he comes over and there were words.
How with everything?
He was dumbfounded that we were upset.
They are very weird because you
Spain, baby.
pissed them off. You moved shit around. You didn't ask if you could do it, and they got ticked off and they act stupid. It's like, you know what? If you don't want the money, fuck around. I mean, you don't tip there though, dude.
We did. We tipped heavily.
I don't think you're supposed to.
I don't care. That's what I do.
I think it might be insulting.
I don't think they're insulted. I think they're like, thank you. Give me the money.
It might be built in.
We tipped a lot to a lot.
Mm.
So then
Did you ask for ice in your drinks?
After our dinner there, I didn't ask for no. Just
okay, because
I
did that
ended
once and they were furious.
In another rooftop bar, we met a lady named Eva, who was ironically on the same cruise as us.
Hello, Patrick.
And she was funny. There was a protest in the street while we were up on the rooftop deck, and it was something else, man. The whole thing was just something else. And then the first piece of information I get my phone back online is that Dobbs closed.
That's important.
Well, it is important because I was supposed to play there with Instinct in about 3 weeks. So that show's done. We never.
I thought it just came on the news in Spain or something.
No, that nobody cared about that place there.
26.
So every time something strange happened on our trip, we were just like, Victor.
Yeah.
The whole Seinfeld. Newman. It was funny.
Yeah. The only person, I mean, I had a few people that were kind of dicks when I was in Paris. The first time I had some kids yell at me. They were calling us stupid Americans, and I yelled over. I was like, "Nah, mate, we're English. It's all right. We're just gonna come back." And then I realized I did an Australian accent, which made no sense. But they were infuriated. So that's all I really was going for.
Well, when we were in Florence, I was walking down the street, and this guy stops, and he's like trying to talk to us, my wife and I. And I just looked at him, and he goes, "Oh, you Italian? You have Italian beer? Oh, sorry, man.
I thought
He thought I was Italian."
You're not the guy who played Chachi.
And then we were on the boat, and we were in the elevator, and these two Brit kids got on the elevator, and they were having a good time. They were laughing and stuff, and they said something about telling somebody to piss off. I said, we have a friend who says it all the time back home. And I said, he goes like, piss off.
Piss off, you nonce.
However I did it, they lost it.
Yeah.
They were like, that's spot on. That's wonderful.
Oh.
So then I just went into a whole tirade.
They did not encourage your English accent, did they?
They loved it.
Oh my God. What
it was great, man.
An international incident. Christ's sake. monsters. Now I got in a little bit of a tiff with a guy trying to buy a new the carte orange, the trans pass for the metro. I had to re-up it, and I was trying to buy it, and the guy, like, he had it, and there's like a bulletproof window here, and he wouldn't give it to me. And I'm like,
What's up, man?
looking at him, and he just went like, just screamed at me in French, and I was like, I threw a bunch of money at him, and he barely pushed it out, like a millimeter was under the window. So I snatched that really fast, and I turned around and I turned back and I went, "Baisez-vous," and walked away, which basically is "fuck you," and walked out. And then my Father Fisher was behind me, and he's just like, as I go, he's like, "Thanks." He goes to the window and he looks at the guy, and the guy's like, and he's like, because he doesn't speak French. All right, so we're gonna do beer now.
Yeah, beer.
This is another in the Chamonix Creek from good old.
I like those guys.
In the Chamonix from where the hell is this from? Croydon, yeah, Croydon, PA. It's a pale ale, American pale ale
who
called.
lived in Croydon.
It's called John. You know what John is, yeah?
Yeah.
If you're not from Philly, John is just Philly for thing.
That's my John.
It's a Philly John. Yeah.
I'm gonna go dump this ice out.
It's really fucking stupid. I hate it, but they didn't have a lot, and I had to run out yesterday because I didn't think we needed beer. Yeah, man. Word, Holmes. So, well, that's not too bad that's not even a pale ale, man. Look at that.
Good for you. Good for me.
That's actually very nice.
The only beer that they had on the boat when I was on there was that was worth anything was Stella,
Oh, I hate that shit.
and it was either that or
It tastes like it's been like filtered through a dog's
it's all
ass.
right.
Yeah, there's something weird about it I don't like. Well, it's like Red Stripe. I can't drink it here, but if I go to Jamaica, I can because it's not export.
Whatever.
They do something to it. I don't know, but
Probably that pasteurization thing. This is good.
I like this. Yeah, it's not bad. That's a typical pale ale. I like it. Well, you had that picture of the one bar. Where was that? Was that in Florence?
I was in Florence.
Oh man,
Called Friends.
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 Ah,
We had a cool bartender. He poured very strong drinks.
they do. Yeah, yeah. I was 16 though. Everything was kind of strong, but I didn't drink that much. But we used to go. Did you go to just like a hole in the wall restaurant?
We
Did
did.
you go to like?
No, we found a place in one of those alleys and just walked in, and both places were kind of like, one was recommended and the other one we just found on our own.
Now, did they just tell you what you're going to eat, or did they have a menu?
No, they didn't menu.
Okay, because a couple of the places we went to had menus, and I'm like, "What the hell is fungi? I don't want fungi. What's fungi? Oh, it's mushrooms. I'm sorry."
Shrooms, man, shrooms.
But there was a couple of places, and the first one was in Florence. There actually all of them were in Florence. We walked in, and again, it was Fisher and this girl I wound up dating afterwards, and I was like, "Yeah, if they have lasagna, you ask. I don't speak Italian. I don't care. Just do it. Well, I'm not going to do it. I don't want to do it, or I'm going to kick you in the balls. Just ask me fucking lasagna." So he looks over and he goes, "Lasagna," and they're like, "No." And this lady, this like million-year-old woman, just walks away. And I was like, "See, now you pissed her off." And then she just comes back with like course after course of food.
and it's blowing
Oh,
your
it was
mind.
ridiculous. It was so dumb. And did you guys have that thing where they bought you like, you got a plate of spaghetti and you're like, wow, that's a lot of food. And you ate it. And then they brought dinner.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
No, we didn't eat like that, though.
We didn't know.
We didn't go to any places like that. So we did miss that experience, I guess you could say.
Oh my God. It was in Rome. It was like, we got there, we were starving.
Well, see, we didn't get to have the full Rome experience because by the time we got done doing the Colosseum and the ruins, we had to get back in the car and get back to the boat.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the way those tours
It
go.
was really tight.
It goes
I was
really
hoping,
fast.
we were hoping for more. Plus, our driver in the morning went to the wrong boat. So we spent an hour kind of waiting and then trying to find somebody to call them. And it was we lost an hour. Really, we lost about an hour and a half. It's fine. It was all good.
We just had a bus driver. His name was Felice. And our drunken tour guide told us every 45 minutes, I think. That Felice means happy. And this guy was like a miserable bastard because he hated her, but he was a really nice guy. I asked him if I could take a picture of her when she passed out of the bus and her head was lying in the gutter and her feet were in the bus. And I
Oh.
said, "Can I take a picture?" And he goes, "Yeah." And then my teacher wouldn't let me. So, but it looks real like you. I'm glad I figured you had a lot of fun.
It was. It would. So listen, my sister was tracking our steps for each day,
Mm-hmm.
and we were averaging between 7,900 and 10,000 steps a day.
Oh, easily, yeah.
I'm 56, man. You know,
Yep. Yeah.
that was a lot. And you know, when you consider, especially in some of the smaller towns, you're doing a lot of steps. A lot of steps.
What was funny was when I went to Rome and
Man, I was burning.
And
My
all these
thighs were
places-
just on fire.
like I was like some barbarian child from the wilds of King of Prussia, and I didn't know what half the shit was. So like,
You have no appreciation. For
so
it.
you know, I'm at the Trevi Fountain, and I'm like, what is this place?
Yeah, we never got there.
And then people were reminding me, and I'm like, what is it? And somebody's like, it was in a movie. I'm like, oh, 3 coins in a. Oh, okay, I never saw that. Anyway, but then it was in I think it was in the Code, and I was like, I was there.
I love those books. But I think we're going to go back to Italy someday.
It's
And,
nice.
you know, I want to do Venice too.
How many corpses or parts of corpses did you see there?
Oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
And that was all explained.
They keep everything.
Yeah.
It,
You know, they traded them like trading cards.
I know, but I mean, like, if you go to like the Vatican, like if you go into, you know, into the thing, the whatever,
That's the next trip.
you when you go in, like right there in the beginning, in the little alcoves as you come in, I mean, it's like fingers. I think they were fingers. I couldn't tell. They were
We
like
saw a
mummified. They
full-
might have been dicks.
full
I don't know.
femur.
Yeah, there were bones. We had a bunch of kids who were from the parish St. Catherine of Siena's.
Yeah.
Which is over in Wayne or whatever the hell it is. And we went to Siena and went to St. Catherine of Siena's in there, and her head is in a box.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, yeah, you know, it's like, come on.
Yeah.
Like, can I take a picture of this? Yeah.
So let's just to bring it back to the normal show we do.
Oh, yeah, fair.
All right. So when we're in Mallorca and then later in Ibiza, we're at these like tourist dens of hell, you know, the kinds they have in like Wildwood. It's this where you go in the world. So anyway, we're walking through and we're like, oh, boobies, you know, and the booby bottle openers. But then they had schlongs,
Yeah.
schlong bottle openers and schlong keychains.
Did you get a minute?
What?
You should have gotten some.
We didn't have room in the. I had just enough room for that skull, man.
You didn't have room for a schlong.
We were talking about buying, and then they had the
Could've-
dong schlongs.
You could have stuffed it
They
in your
had-
sock. I
they
mean,
had
TSA would have
They
had a
these
problem. but
schlongs that were like big.
What were they for?
They were bottle openers, and I'm like, so what?
The
You
hell do you
open
need
the
an
bottle,
18
get
inch
drunk,
bottle opener
and then your woman
Beat somebody
friend
with a schlong?
uses the wooden schlong. I don't know. It was a little weird.
I don't think a wooden one. That's like very African.
It's very
I think it's
straight.
splinters.
It was really weird, man. But they had a lot of schlongs, especially
Yeah.
in Ibiza.
See, Pat's got it. Just stick it down your shorts.
I don't understand. I'm still trying to figure it out.
I don't know.
Does anybody know anybody from there that can explain to me what the wooden schlongs are for? Is it funny?
opening bottles? I don't know.
Well, clearly it had a bottle opener on the ball sack.
I mean, it might have been some place like where the Moulin Rouge is in Paris, the Pigalle. It's all like sex and
It was multiple cities that we saw this.
oh, this is like schlong. Maybe it was like
Schlongfest.
maybe it was like a Disney store.
Maybe they have a schlong that's famous.
Yeah, Mickey Schlong,
Yeah, Mickey Schlong.
Mickey Schlong, or would that be
Hi, I'm Mickey Schlong.
Simon Schlong? That's a good
Simon Schlong.
Sal Schlong,
Simon and Schlong.
Salvador Schlong,
Salvador Schlong.
Salvador Schlong. There we go. That's probably
Schlong and
what it is.
family.
Let me do a Google search. Let's see. This is Italy.
Schlong Duck Dong. No, this is in
There's
Spain.
Spain?
Spain.
All right, let's see.
I don't know.
There we go.
I'm just gonna say
TripAdvisor. I tell you, what's with all the dicks in Spain?
Oh,
What's with the wooden penises at all the
Yeah,
souvenir stores?
what does it say?
So I know I noticed pretty much every souvenir store they sell abundant amounts of hand carved wooden penises. When I asked my cab driver about it, he just laughed and said, "Not for me. Aussies love them." What?
What the? What are they using for boomerangs?
Australians buy them. Oh, now it says Australians buy them. Come
Right.
on. Right, you guys have any wooden dicks?
What are they, like pirates and they lose half a leg?
2 days ago, I passed this schlong that could haul that tanker.
I don't understand. Maybe they want you to. Kay Hoffman says maybe it's David Schlung. Maybe you're supposed to take that and go back to Rome and stick it on.
No, David Schlung's only about that big on a 17-foot statue.
Yeah.
So I don't know. The post is determined inappropriate by TripAdvisor. Oh, come on.
It's
Nothing to
true.
do with that. Oh, my God. TripAdvisor doesn't like this. All right, let's see.
Bastards.
All right, let me see. Let me take out dicks and put wooden
Wooden penile.
penises. What's it? No, that's already there. Here we go. Reddit. Why are all the dicks in tourist shops?
Just go right for it.
That's what I typed. Why didn't it come up last time? Let's see. Soap dicks, bottle opener dicks, keychain dicks, wooden dicks. Because tourists love them.
I don't understand.
Um,
Like bachelorette parties?
I don't know. Oh, somebody replied fucking Greek. Thanks.
Yeah, well.
Wait, why is it talking about Greeks? I don't care about that.
Yeah, we didn't get to Pompeii. We saw the volcano.
Mm.
We drove by it. My driver lives in Pompeii.
Apparently, every country
This
except
is-
here has a bunch of wooden dicks.
I just thought that was the comedian I saw.
Wait, what? Wait a minute.
Gesundheit.
Yeah, like that? Are these the dicks you were talking about?
That's it. That's what we saw. So what the?
That's a lot of dicks.
That's not a bag of dicks. That's a rack of dicks.
Well, I can say one thing for them. They ain't Jewish.
No, some of them were circumcised.
Oh, were they?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's actually an
See,
American
now,
thing
now I have to tell you something really quick about the shit that this show does to my personal life.
Okay.
So remember about a year ago, I was going on to Amazon and looking at all the weird sex toys you could buy. And I'm like, this is Amazon. This is where your kids go. And this is the weird shit you can buy.
All right.
So I got a thing in the mail from Amazon a couple days ago.
Mark Perry says we should rename the show The Wooden Dicks.
So it's like, it was this thing, like you can buy these things.
Walnut Richard.
You can buy these things, buy these products, and then we will reimburse you if you review them. And I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. And they're all sex toys.
Sure.
And I'm like, oh, for fuck's sake.
Can I return that when I'm done?
What? The sex? Yeah, I think you need to keep them.
Yeah.
Planting wooden penises in a nation. What the hell? What?
Maybe it's a fertility
Let
thing.
me take this out of here. Wooden penises in Spain. It's just.
Mark Perry should call in.
Well, give me a minute because I'm doing my dick
You're doing your
research here.
research. All right.
He was talking about Greek culture. What the? Oh God, is that it? It looks like a salami shop.
It's not good.
It looks like it. Ew.
It's not good.
Oh, you can just buy them here. Huh. Let's see.
Brian James Platchik said, they say George Washington had a wooden dick. And the teeth. Jim's deep in research here.
I just keep finding German people buying dicks. I'm gonna get put on a list.
What's with the Germans?
They're freaks. Yeah.
Anyway, that was one of the weird observations.
Ugh. All right.
Cathedrals every 2 seconds and then wooden dicks.
I'm just backing the hell out of
Like
this.
the woodens weren't far from the churches.
Well, no, I imagine not. They probably had some dicks, real dicks in the churches.
I didn't ask. There was nobody there.
Well,
The one church though had a lot of people singing
Why?
in Spain.
Well, I think in Spain you have to go to church every day, don't you?
I don't know. I'm not up on that. But I did take a lot of religion courses in college.
Yeah, I took a bunch.
Yeah, there was this one fortification we walked to the top and
Was it shaped like a dick?
No. It was a fortification to defend the island. We shall defend our island.
We shall defend these wooden phalluses with our lives.
So, we walked about a third of the way up. We didn't know we were a third of the way up. We heard somebody say, well, it's just another 150 steps up or something. And then just kept going and going and going. And it's like, you're just dying. You get up there, you're like,
We have one of these. Ted just said it. Or dicks.
it's not called that anymore.
Okay. No, it's not. Joint base penis now, I think.
I think it's the Camp Wood and Shine.
There you go. Morning wood.
Yeah.
But yeah, some of those things. There was one, I think it was the one in Rome.
The wooden dick in Rome.
Oh, the big fortification was way the fuck up on a hill.
I didn't see it.
It looked like some kind of licorice cake thing. I don't know what the hell it was.
We didn't have a lot of time.
No.
And we were running behind and,
It was shaken by all those phalluses in the souvenir shop.
Kay Hoffman says maybe the wooden dicks were for the celibate priests.
Possibly.
Yeah,
That's
thanks.
probably why they're not in trouble like Philly and Boston.
Oh, boy. But anyway, I think I said that already, didn't I?
I think so.
Yeah. Got this cool skull. It's made of a whole
All
bunch
those
of other
dicks and you
little-
buy a skull.
I like skulls.
That's probably for the best, yeah.
All the little skulls make one big skull.
Isn't a skull made of skulls.
Except his teeth. His teeth are teeth.
That doesn't make
And he's
sense.
got some femurs in here or something.
So it's a skull made of bones.
Skull made of bones, but mostly skulls.
And teeth aren't bones, but what are you going to do?
Breastplate there.
Huh.
Yeah. That's cool, man. I like that thing.
I'm still surprised you didn't buy any
They had another
dicks.
one he had sunglasses on. I was thinking about buying him.
Oh, that's cool. We can
Yeah.
put sunglasses on him.
I know, but this was like molded into him.
Oh,
It was
wow.
like part of his DNA.
Gotcha. I still have to find out what's going on with all those dicks. It's bugging me.
Well, apparently, King of Prussia has a hole that can be.
Sorry. As what?
King of Prussia has a hole that some of those dicks could fill.
Yeah. God damn that fucking thing. I got to go over there tonight and see if I can probe that hole to get the car
That's
back.
Crazy. So, where we live, our fair city, King of Prussia, Pennsylvania, they had a water main break, and we have thin rock underneath here, and I'm not talking about the type you listen to. And they had a sinkhole up here outside of outside of what Sam Ash.
Right, but cross between Sam Ash and
Yeah,
Tires Plus.
I haven't heard from Mike.
Tell
Mike,
me.
my drummer, since I got back. Maybe he's out there helping them fill the hole.
I don't know. I was parked out in front of his place last night, just staring at my wife's car, trying to figure out how I can get it home.
Helicopter,
I guess get a Chinook.
Chinook,
Just a Chinook.
Chinook copter. When I was a kid,
Good
one of
chopper.
a Chinook copter,
Hmm.
I think it was two of them, had the emergency land at Northeast High School.
Ow.
That was a big deal.
You know how like helicopters have because
way
they
back in the 70s.
because when a
kids.
helicopter has a problem, it auto rotates and it's kind of like the blades become like a parachute, but it can still hit the ground hard. You'll live, but it could hurt your back. So the seats have shock absorbers in them.
Yeah,
So we
a lot
were
of tractor trailers have those kind of seats.
like
too.
these are like like heavy duty. So
Yeah.
we went to the helicopter museum one time and I was telling my wife Bree about
They're like,
about
drop me,
this.
drop me, go ahead.
so no, I run across the room, jump up in the air, and land ass first on this seat. They took the shocks out. So the thing dropped like 3 feet. It sounded like an atomic bomb just fell and nearly broke my friggin' spine.
I checked my page. I think I spelled Amalfi Coast wrong.
That's okay. Nobody's going to know. Nobody's going to spell check that.
Somebody did.
I was worried I spelled penises wrong, but apparently I got it right.
Oh, good.
That bothers me more than getting
Thank
it wrong.
goodness you got that correct.
Yeah, I'd rather not know how to spell that.
Yeah, I spelled it wrong.
Oh,
Apparently with an F, not a PH.
what?
I'll have to fix that.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah. So here I am trying to talk to people. This guy is no
You're trying to type.
Doesn't even know where he's at.
You dick!
There you go.
Fix that thing up. Save. I think I did more than one post with that, Jim.
That's okay. Nobody's going to come on. It's Facebook. You've seriously seen what these people
Yeah,
post?
this is wrong too. For fuck's sake. This is what you get. We're waiting for the rental pickup. Not the rental pickup. We parked at one of those places. You know, you park your car and then they have a guy that drives you over.
Oh yeah, the
Park and fly or Fark and Cly. I don't know.
My God, why can't I think of it? But I know what it is.
Wally Park.
I've seen it in a movie.
Yeah.
Valet parking.
See nowadays, you know, the Philadelphia airport used to have that. They used to have that long-term parking lot.
Yeah.
It's not used anymore. It's now just a giant weed farm.
Is that the economy lot?
The economy lot.
They don't use it?
No.
Where the hell park?
You have to pay to go to one of-
$11 a day to stay in.
It's about the same price, honestly. We paid $1.58 for 11 days or something.
In the garage?
No, just like the economy lot, just on somebody's property somewhere.
Oh, shit.
And they have a bus that comes and takes you. And
I just remember parking way the hell out the other side of the airport. I don't know what that
same thing, but different.
Yeah. Kind of like the Devon Horse Show. You park on people's lawns.
Never went to that.
I used to work there. And whenever the horse show was
Were
in
you
town.
the shoveler?
No, I was the guy who worked in the building that was overlooking the
shovels?
stables.
Oh,
We would sit there and you'd look down, there's girls in riding pants and boots, and you're like, damn.
but I smell horse ass.
Damn. And then you're like, you pull out your binoculars because you just had them. And you look down and you go, oh shit, she's like 11. God damn it. Ugh. But we were far enough away you couldn't tell.
Oh,
They're tall.
well,
They're patrician
I don't know.
women.
We had the buffalo. My whole trip.
Buffalo?
The buffalo.
The buffalo tits?
Yep.
Oh, that's nice.
Good. There's a lot of beautiful women over there. A lot.
When I was
There's beautiful women everywhere, but that was some crazy stuff going on over there. I gotta tell you, man.
I told you we were in Paris, and I was walking around saying like, I don't understand how this place gets this rap that they have hot chicks here, because everyone I've seen is disgusting. They all smell, they're all gross, and we came around the corner and there were like 8 women lying out in string bikinis on the steps, and I'm like, I was wrong.
Oh, yeah. So I walk. My wife and we go up yesterday. No, 2 days ago, and we had shockingly we had the alcohol package on the boat, which paid for itself the one night my
First
brother-in-law
day?
and I went out. But
Yeah, that'll happen.
so we're at the bar, her and I, my wife and I, waiting to get drinks, and some of the young ladies who were over 21 that were at the pool come over to get some drinks. And I had been told that bathing suit technology has changed. If you follow my
yeah.
honey, and
Well, Europe's very far ahead of us.
this is on the boat. 78% of the people on the boat were American,
Oh, well,
including these 2 girls that were standing near me.
they're going to Europe, so
Right. So there was just a thin, I don't know if you call it a strip
dental floss.
in the front.
Oh, postage stamp.
I was like,
A forever stamp on 2 pieces of dental
I just
floss.
looked at my wife. I'm like,
Yeah, I bet you were horrified.
no, I was happy.
I was going to say, you pretended to be
I
horrified.
wasn't hard. No, I said, look at that. She's,
Well, look at that.
that's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, distracted myself to Buffalo.
Well, that's like when I was on my honeymoon, we were in Jamaica. And, it's like
Gesundheit.
most of the beaches were like, tops optional kind of thing. So,
I got a story about that.
so we're sitting on the beach, and somebody sits down next to me, and it's this German family that's staying at our hotel, and we all went up to this place on the beach. So I just kind of nodded because we don't speak a common language. And So she's about 15 and she sits down and
Bow, chicka, bow,
I'm
chicka, bow,
talking,
chicka, bow
I'm
now.
looking over to the left, talking to Brie, and I look back over and she's got no top on and she's got like one of those like postage stamp bottoms. So she's basically naked. And I did one of these, like,
Are you looking at my dirty?
and I'm like, I don't like, and of course Bree's like laughing at me because I'm an idiot. So then about 10 minutes later, she's like, I'm going to go in the ocean. Okay. So she goes splashing off into the ocean. And I want to go take a picture of my new wife splashing around the ocean in her bathing suit. So, of course, Nudie Mc Von Nude here goes running out into the ocean. And she's frolicking right around the same area. And I'm sitting there with this Pentax 35 millimeter, like, your wedding was like yesterday, and it's going to be over if you get this focused off by the slightest bit. Fuck.
Getting yourself in trouble.
Yeah, I'm doing it totally innocent as always. But damn. Huh.
Yeah. So
Hmm.
so we go to the one beach, and
Giuseppe's back.
things are happening on their own now.
What the hell?
So we go to this one beach, and so
You said we're at the one beach and that happened.
I can't even. Now my computer froze again. Here we go.
That's why.
So we go to this one beach, and it's in Mallorca,
Yes.
Spain, and as it goes in Europe, there's some toplessness going on.
Yeah.
Well,
Not all of it's good.
that's where I'm going with this.
Mm.
So my sister was like, "You don't seem to be enjoying yourself at the beach." And I'm like, "No, I'd rather not be here. I'm not. I'm just not digging this." And
Naked Orville
she was-
Redenbacher's
so
no
she started
fun.
teasing me. She's like, "But there's all these
Rampant
topless-"
toddy.
And so she points out some woman across from us who is pretty nice, I said, "But look what my direct view in front of me is." I said, "It's a fucking eclipse." And I mean it. We're talking 2-ton Sally and her old 2 bags.
Oof. I think you're going to talk about a dude.
And, that's fine if you want to go to the beach, but I don't want to look at the train wreck.
I thought maybe it was like Marlon Brando having a day out.
I mean, I didn't subject anybody to taking my top off.
The few places in Europe where I saw a beach, because we didn't really go to the beach, but we'd like drive past and they had that kind. It reminded me of like Florida with less rules.
There's
I mean, not
much
the
that could be
rules
said
now,
about it.
because now it's more like a concentration camp. But I mean, like back in the 70s when, people were less
That's Florence right there.
ridiculous. Oh, yeah. You can see the cathedral.
And that's the bridge.
Yep.
That confounded bridge.
The place we stayed, we had the seniors, not me, stayed.
Oh, it's very nice of you.
No. The 12th graders
Oh,
were staying
hey Jim.
on a rooftop place. So they had like a whole roof of the hotel to play on. So we would go up there and hang out. And that was about like 2 blocks away from where we stayed. So
That's all.
You'd walk up on the roof and it's like the first thing you see.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Didn't appreciate it. I just wanted some wine and to hang out with chicks. But
Good one, Dad.
that's what I did.
Confounded bridge.
Well, the fucked up thing about when we were in our hotel in Florence.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the seniors were on the top floor and all the other kids were in the same hallway, except me and my 3 roommates. We were in some other part of, Fortress Maximus or whatever the hell transformer this hotel was, because we were like, like everybody's like, they took everybody to their room and they go, okay, you guys come with me. And they, we walked down like 1,000 other floors and things and they left us in a room.
You know why.
But we could never find our way to any other part of the hotel from our room. So we were trying to meet everyone on the roof. It took us like half an hour to find it. Yes. So one day we literally wrote down the steps to get there, drew a map, all that kind of shit. And we followed it And we were like, holy shit. We ran up the steps. We're on the roof. We're like, we're on the roof. And we looked and we're on the wrong fucking roof because they were over there.
It was that left instead of the right.
I'm telling you, I don't know how the hell our room, it was like we were living in a transformer with bowel issues. Drives me fucking nuts.
Yeah.
I think it was a room I set on fire for a minute.
Well, that's not cool.
No, my roommates were being dicks.
International incident.
No, they were still being dicks.
Oh. Wooden dicks?
I had a date and they were giving me a hard time when I got back, so I set their room on fire.
Oh, Jim.
Hey, I was 16. Cut me some slack. I had a lighter, didn't smoke. What am I supposed to do with it?
Go to a concert and
Did I
wait
ever,
for Stairway to Heaven.
did I ever tell you this? Did I ever tell you the story? The one roommate I had in there, Mark, was a very effeminate guy. He bought a plastic ballerina in a box. You know, I think for like his niece or something. But he was very angry. He's like, and I don't know why. It's like he was yelling at me not to touch it. And I'm like, I'm going to touch your doll. So he goes, one day we're in the room and the doll's like sitting up on the fucking dresser. And he goes to take a shower. And before he goes in, he goes, don't touch my doll. I'm not going to touch your doll. Jesus Christ.
What were you up to?
So the minute he goes in the shower, I immediately go over and start fucking with the doll, right? I pick it up and it falls apart. Like all the limbs fall off. It's got one leg that's got like a roofing nail through it that holds it up, and all the other limbs fell off. And I'm like, shit. So he's taking a shower and I am trying to get this thing back together and it won't go back together. And I'm going crazy because he's getting done. I hear the shower go off. I'm like, fuck. So I finally get it back together. I put it down. I'm like, all the other guys in the room are laughing their asses off. And I sit down and I'm like, oh, the fucking legs are on backwards. So run over and
Wasn't me.
tear it apart again, put it all back together, put it down, door opens. I'm like,
You were touching my doll.
no, he comes out and he looks at me very suspiciously
It's Sixth Sense.
and he walks over and he picks it up and it falls apart. Also the same guy I went to senior week with, and he was smoking all the time. So I went down to the boardwalk and bought those cigarette loads you can put in the cigarettes and they explode. Well, I took like a whole pack of cigarettes and like fired them up. So he lights when it blows up, and we're all laughing. He's like, asshole. I'm like, sorry. So he lights up another one, blows up in his face. Calls me an asshole again. Third one blows up, and he's like, God damn it, these are expensive. And I didn't know. I don't smoke. So I'm like, all right, sorry.
I don't smoke.
So I take the pack, I take all the little loads out of the thing and do it all. And I'm like, I'm sorry, Mark. If you want, I'll buy you another pack of cigarettes. He's like, it's fine. Just don't fucking do it again. So he lights another cigarette and he's looking at me like nothing happens. I'm like, see? He's like, fine. Takes a drag, fucking thing explodes.
Oh, dude.
I didn't do it on purpose. Even he started laughing at that point. Come on.
Oh, boy.
Wait, what's in the first set there?
That's second set.
I know. Scroll up. Ah, sweet. Oh,
I got a lot of work to do. I haven't played guitar in
wow.
2 weeks. I'll have to go through almost all of these tomorrow night.
Neat. I like it.
Yeah.
So we should, Pat, what's going on with you, man? I don't know if he's still
We
there.
just played a big show.
Yeah. Oh, I think we lost him. Or is he on the other side? Nope, I guess we lost him. So
Shocking.
anyway, now but it says he's still here. That's what I'm saying. It's kind of weird.
He's here, but he's not here.
He's here, but he's not here. But wait, oh, here he's back. Okay, hang on a sec. Where'd you go?
Podbean wouldn't let me. You called me, and I was like, "Oh, okay, I can get on now." And then Podbean wouldn't let me in, so I had to go out and come back in.
What do you want for
boy.
$14 a month?
Yeah. Well, I get it for free, so yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah.
It's too much, I tell you.
But what's going on with you, man?
No, we had a good weekend, man. We played at Bar 13 with Nitro Nitra and As We Become Ghosts, and it was a good night.
Nice.
We had a pretty good crowd. There was a lot of shows going on that weekend too. You know, there was Rob was playing. There were shows all over the place. Whiskey Grin was playing locally too. So you know, there was just tons of people playing out, and we had a good night. So, and we all know what the next one is. So, as we've talked about before, that's the August 26th Artie's Frenchtown, New Jersey Heaven's Edge gig with
Yeah,
Roughhouse
that's a
Tees,
big
us, and As We Become Ghosts.
Wow. Nice.
That's gonna be a lot of fun, I think. And you know, tickets are selling. There's a lot of interest already. I have some friends that are talking about doing a bus trip up there for people. So I'll keep anybody
that,
informed that doesn't want to
26th?
drive. What was that?
You said August 26th, right?
August 26th, sir. You betcha.
Yeah.
You playing?
I will be at my son's bachelor party
Yeah.
in Lake City that night.
You're gonna miss a fun night. You're gonna have a fun night, but you're gonna miss a fun
Yeah,
night
I
too.
think I'm going to have a fun night.
Can send
That's
Jim
one
up
of
on his own.
life events that
There we go.
I must attend to.
Yep.
Let's see. Trying to get the link to the.
Oh yeah, there it is. You got it.
I got it right here. Yeah.
If you go on Sick Vicky and Friends, I have it there. And
I got. Yeah, that's where I just was.
okay. Yeah, actually, I changed it to Events and Media just because it's more people posting pictures and videos and events and stuff now than you know. So I kind of just made it a little more formal.
Yeah, I was going to share it on Podbean, but you're the only person there, and you know when it is. So.
Well, people listen later.
Well, yeah. I mean, they hear what we're saying, but I mean, the link is kind of ridiculous. I'll put it out there anyway. Just when the transient weirdos come in, like they're talking about. Oh no, never mind.
We're doing a rock show, man.
We're gonna burn down Washington. Oh no, it's a different place. Never mind.
Shh! Don't tell.
Mm.
God.
But yeah, and I'm actually open after that. You know, we haven't booked anything into September yet, so I'm talking to the Landis. I'm talking to the Queen. I'm talking to a bunch of places out towards Harrisburg. There's a lot. The venues are kind of picking up, which is kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
So we're trying. You know, and I'll keep you in mind, Paul, if anything pops up. But I'm definitely shopping right now.
Yeah.
I'm looking at like possibly trying to get into the Tourist Inn and the Racehorse and possibly Love Drafts and Mickey's Black Box as well.
That's a cool venue. I saw George Lynch there. It was great.
At Mickey's?
Yes.
Okay. I know that Silver
I
Tongue.
really like that place.
I know Silver Tongue and Paralandra both played the Tourist Inn, and they seem to like it. I'll reach out to Speed and maybe Jaron about what the place is like just to make sure.
Yeah, it's got its own built-in audience, I think.
Mickey's does?
Yeah, I think so. I'm not positive on that. Don't quote me on it, but it's definitely got a vibe.
Okay, that's kind of cool. That was kind of like the place in Maryland too. When we played the Reckless Shepherd, they have a bit of a built-in crowd. I think we got a little bit of a buzz going, so we'll see what happens next time we go down. Probably sometime in the fall.
That's awesome.
And hopefully we get on the bill maybe with you guys next year out at the pre-party or maybe even at M3.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. I don't know, man. I haven't heard anything for next year at this point at all.
Not me neither.
The one thing I do know is Old School is most likely going to play the parking lot next year.
You live in that parking lot.
I do.
Well, now that they built it again.
Well, it's like the mini lot.
Mini lot, yeah.
And it works just fine, and there's no issue. We just make sure that the PA is facing the venue.
Is it still the gravel bottom?
But there's gravel, but there's also grass. And the band that played last year, because we didn't do the.
If I face plant, will I be okay?
You will not be okay.
Oh, shit.
If we set up where we did before, you
It's
will
fine.
not be okay.
It's fine.
We'll just strap a pillow to your face.
Yeah, and some
Nah,
pillows.
we can do that. It'll work. Yeah. God.
Yeah, at the tent. That's my big. I got to get a tent this year.
A tent or like an awning type tent, like a big
One of
thing
those,
to cover you guys.
the pop up things they call them. I got to get one of those things because I had one. It got destroyed the last M3. It just didn't make it.
The problem with them is if you don't fold them properly,
They rip.
they will break and tear and rip and
Yeah.
I had one kind of like similar to what you had. I think it was like 25 by 15 feet because we had a huge deck on our last house.
Mhm.
So we had it out there to cover it, and we had a storm blowing in. And I think I told you before, like the wind was coming this way. So I was, okay, I'll take it down starting on the other side so the wind doesn't pick it up. Then the wind shifted 180 degrees, and the whole thing folded up, caught me, flipped over the deck, dropped like 6 feet over the other side with me all tangled up in it. But it was shattered by that point. Like everything was broken and bent and mangled. So, and it was fucked up too. But yeah, they're very delicate. If you don't do it just right, if you force it, you're going to really break them. It's a shame.
I cannot acknowledge or deny that may have happened.
I know that's what happened. That's always what happens with those things. You try and fold them. They don't want to go. They don't want to go. They don't want to go. You force it a little bit, crunch.
Yeah.
You bend a strut. It's like it's like breaking an umbrella. I mean, once you break the struts, it's not going to work.
I might know somebody who has 2 of them for sale if you want them.
10 by 20?
Probably 2 10 by 10s.
That's no good because what happens is the water gathers in the middle if it's raining and then it just pours down the center.
Gotcha.
So if you set a band up,
you know what? I got to check. They were pretty big.
It's
They were at a party where they were. So,
but I have one picked out on what is it, Amazon? I have one picked out. It's commercial grade, so I'm going to go spend a little bit more and hope for the best.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, you might as well. If it's something half decent, it'll like last a few years. You're getting bonked, aren't you?
Oh, dude, I hit the wall. It's like 3:30 in the morning for me right now. Let's see what the official time for me is based on my personal time clock for the last 11 days. Let's see.
Yeah, I mean, what you crawl around the med? What the hell? How many time zones were you in?
One.
Just one. I didn't know if it's like Tennessee has 2.
It's shocking that
I was shocked it was in the Adriatic.
Okay, so it's 2:46 in the morning based upon.
Okay.
Yeah. Now there were a couple nights my brother-in-law and I stayed till last call at the bars.
Yeah, I get in trouble for that sometimes.
But I'm 46 minutes past my point. I gotta fight through this though. I want to stay up tonight till at least 11:30.
Well, you want to kind of like roll this down and finish this up early?
We got 10 minutes, dude. We can make it.
All right. Well, I know I can make it. I just don't want to,
We can do some Captain Noah music or something.
Oh,
Stephanie Sky in the house. Wow.
Whoa. By the way, I did find out some interesting stuff. Speaking of Captain.
This weekend, by the way, if you don't know, is the Great American Guitar Show in Oaks, Pennsylvania, Saturday and Sunday. I think it's 11 to 5 on Saturday, and I don't know, the hours vary, but you can, if you get there around noon, you can go there till at least 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I will probably be there on Sunday this year. So
What the hell was that?
that's probably
Are you playing Friday night?
I am. I'm playing at Screwballs Friday night.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah. And the band hasn't played in like 2 weeks because I haven't been here. Stephanie, it's your birthday. Oh boy. The One Wing Girl. I have time between now and then to learn that song, Steph. I can tell you that right now. I haven't even picked up a guitar yet since I got back in. I got in this afternoon at about 1:30. I'm dying to play guitar.
I'm jamming right now.
That's what I should have been doing. And of course, the set list this week has a bunch of stuff that I haven't played in a while. So I'm going to have to like hammer down a little bit. And there it is. I hear it, man.
Oh, yeah. Playing some kicks.
Playing some kicks, huh?
Yeah, I love Cold Shower. It's such a cool riff. Fun stuff. Donnie Purnell was such a great bass player and writer.
For kicks.
Yep.
I have the record Cool Kids from them.
That was a fun one.
Yeah.
Midnight Dynamite, I think, their breakthrough record. You know what I mean?
It's very pinnacly.
Yeah, a lot more commercial, and it had very catchy, good songs on it. And then Blow My Fuse came out. Then that had Don't Close Your Eyes and stuff like that on it, which was that was where they kind of peaked there. And then I guess I kind of think that the musical situation in the country changed, you know what I mean? And they just kind of kept going and doing their thing. And they put out a bunch of records, and everything that they've done was pretty good. I'm bummed that they're retiring, in September. I'm going to try and get to see them one more time, at least before then. But
Yeah.
I don't like it when any band I listen to retires, and before me at least. God damn it.
and they just always put on such a good show. And I get, everybody's in their 60s. There's been some issues with substance abuse over the years that affected people's health and stuff. So yeah. What? No. And
Sorry. No, sorry, my computer lost its mind.
I thought you were saying with my little squeaky voice that I made.
No. It was just pinging and doing things and being stupid.
Ping pong.
Beep, beep, beep,
pong.
beep, beep. And
Ping pong.
no, I'm bummed that they're going to go. They're going to go by the wayside. I'm sure Steve will get out there and do acoustic stuff with his daughter still every once in a while and stuff like that. But what I'm kind of excited for is they play an awful lot. And I'm kind of thinking that there's going to be a lot of openings for some other bands to do some shows. There's going to be spots that need to be filled.
That's what they're saying about Kiss. No, hey, man, you just don't know what's going to happen.
You
And now Ozzy just had to cancel that festival he was going to play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very. I think Ozzy's.
I think he's hit the wall.
Yeah, it's not looking too good, man.
Nah, he's done this for a lot of years, man. He's been going since the 60s.
I mean, do you know how old he is in human years?
Yeah, in Ozzy years, he's only 35, but in human years, I think he's at 105.
Let's figure this out. That most rock stars, what is the prevailing age for death as a rock star? Do you know that?
34.
There's a specific number.
No, I'd say 57.
69?
It is 27.
Really?
Really?
That is the popular age that most young rock stars they peak and die.
That's
Well,
fucking
that's not an average, though. That's not an
Hendrix,
average because you got somebody like Keith Richards that sends the whole freaking curve off.
No, we're not talking about.
Well, he's
apparitions.
statistically non-viable, so we're not going to talk about it.
Yeah, it's 26 or 27.
Wow.
Keith Richards, he ages in like quantum time.
See, Stephanie Sky, she just said the 27 Club. It's a real thing.
Yeah.
I think Kurt Cobain was that same age, but he did it himself.
Yeah, he did that. He's skewing the curve. That's not
Yeah,
fair.
well, he wanted up the numbers. He was loading the what is that?
Gun?
No, the curve on the test.
They fucking up the bell curve. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't
Wait,
know.
Ted, how old was Pelly Lindbergh when he died? That's a different thing, but still.
We went and visited the set of steps that he crashed into. It was very very close to the Galaxy, not far from the Galaxy.
That was a shame. Yeah, it wasn't his fault. Flyers can't get a good goalie. It's ordained.
Got to get Bernie Perrant back in his skates.
I remember he played when they played outside the first time. And I think it was what's his face? Phil Esposito was coming in to shoot on him. He's like, There's no way I'm scoring on Bernie Perrant in Philly. I'll never make it out of here alive.
I like that.
He's like, it's not going to happen. And it was funny because I was watching like those guys skate, like, him and Bobby Clark, and I think Bill Barber was there, and they were complaining like that, like they're dying and everything. And I'm like, oh, come on, how bad could it be? Now I'm like, oh wait, I think I get it. Yeah, it looks really painful. All right, Pelle Lindbergh was 26. Okay, so that's so Swedish goalies are a little bit they're
in
on a
the
different
26
curve.
club.
Yeah, 26 club there. Good, thank you, Ted.
How about Canadian goalies?
They never die. They just live
They
forever and end up in strip clubs and
they're
donut
pickled.
shops.
They drink so much beer it doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah, Molson's got a lot of formaldehyde in it.
Hey, here's some interesting news. We're writing some new stuff, man. We may actually be playing a new song or two at the Heaven's Edge gig.
Tell people who you are when you say these things.
I am Pat Shoemaker. I play bass in a band called Sick Vicky.
Good job, Pat.
We were a pretty big thing back in the late 80s, early 90s, and grunge killed us. So we took a few years off, raised families, and now we're back.
Killed Kurt Cobain, and
Yeah.
we want to keep the bell curve.
Yeah, nobody's supposed to know that, though.
I'm just saying.
But yeah, that's we have a couple new songs that we're working on, and they're actually, surprisingly enough, they're really freaking cool. Like we had like people writing with us before, and now we're doing everything ourselves. And good old Richie's got some fantastic ideas that they're just flowing. So I'm really excited about playing some of these things.
Awesome, man. I'm happy to hear that.
So yeah, we're hopefully we're going to try and record some stuff and maybe start shopping it. Maybe we'll take the Heaven's Edge route there and see what goes on.
There you go.
Nice.
They're doing well with that album.
Yeah, it's doing good overseas too. Apparently, Japan picked it up and it's doing really well.
Everybody's huge in Japan. Come on.
I have a fan club.
The Middle East buys everything. Anywhere in Asia.
I think in Europe, at least in the UK, it's only 1988.
Well,
it's hard to tell.
In England, though, it's like that whole punk thing and everything else. You know what I mean? And they're doing that whole symphonic metal thing over the rest of Europe. Like if you go to Norway, you're going to have death metal with a freaking orchestra. You know?
Oh, that's fine. They're just they're evolving.
Yeah. There's a lot of it that I like. When the female fronted bands, they got some fantastic vocals going on, and there's a band called Coburg right now. If you haven't heard of her, check her out. She's got a song called Rise. Really, really builds up. It's got a lot of emotion in it. She plays guitar. It's kind of heavy. It's got a whole symphonic piece to it, but it's there's some neat stuff out there right now. If you hunt around a little bit, it just pops right out. And I got a couple of friends bands down in Maryland that just topped number one on the one band just hit number one this week on the Sound 228, which is kind of like one of them pretty big internet radio stations. So they're doing pretty good. And Silver Tongue, which is another friend of mine, they have a new song out which has been climbing. So everything seems to be coming back around full circle. You know what I mean? The rock scene's coming back.
Yeah, I know my kid she's into a lot of older stuff more than like she's like halfway, like right on the fence with like new shit and then the old stuff. But I mean, we wrecked her pretty good. I mean, half the time she does a radio show, Monca Radio at 9:00 tomorrow. She sorry, shameless plug, but it's like half of the stuff is stuff I gave her. And the other half is stuff like the wife gave her. So she's like really, that's what she does.
I got you. That's cool. I'm glad so you have another media.
Yeah. I'm like, keep going, honey. Keep going. Cause I'm going to be very needy when I get older.
Please take care of me.
I told her she's definitely.
Don't put me in the box.
She's definitely cleaning some shitty diapers. I'm getting back.
Oh, God. Well, Jim, it's that time.
It is that time.
It is that time.
It is that time. Bobcat, what time is it?
9 o'clock. Shit, 9 o'clock.
There you go.
Time to
Well,
GTFO.
I'll see you guys. Maybe I don't know. I'll be there. I'll be at Screwballs Friday night at 8:30 for Old School for 4 hours of somewhat interrupted music.
Huh.
Hopefully, I
Maybe
remember
I'll
how
come up
to
again.
get back in.
I'll try and get out again. Maybe I'll sing a song with you guys or something.
There you go. That'd be cool, dude.
I'll try to even get served some alcohol this time.
I won't have to buy it for you and go run.
Yeah, sorry about that. Jesus Christ, I showered and everything. I don't know what happened.
You know it.
No, I don't actually. That was a really weird night.
I think it was the bean burrito.
No, it was. I had two waitresses working the same table, and I think both of them thought the other one had it. Because I put orders in with both of them, and nothing ever came out.
And you're like, you guys are always there, so they should know you. If you don't have a beer in your hand, they should be running.
Oh, it's ridiculous, man. It's so bad. Like if I sit at the bar, which I probably will do on Friday, like if I swallow it and turn and look the other way and look back, like it's full again. I'm like, oh Christ.
It's like magic.
But you've got to be careful. Like you're doing like double rum and cokes. That gets dangerous. Oh, by the way, Captain Morgan's did reformulate.
So there's none of the old stuff.
The old stuff is gone because
Why would they do that?
I checked it out and you and I did the taste test and it definitely was different.
It was not good.
I did not like it. It's too sweet. I went down to Screwballs. I was talking to them Saturday and they had the new bottle. I'm like, oh, God damn it. You guys are getting that shit too. And Carla was like, is it different? I'm like, it is different. And she's like, what's it like? Her and Kim were like, what's it like? And I'm like, just
vanilla.
I said, I'll order one and I'll give you a report. So they made me, a rum and coke, and she, I mean, really, Carla came over like she really wanted to know, so she could tell people.
She should know.
And I was like, that's really cool. I'm like, it's a lot sweeter. There's a lot more vanilla. I prefer the other stuff. So, yep. Now Jim Beam is my drink of choice. What can I do? An era has ended, man. Yeah, I've been drinking that stuff since I was 16. So what? 4 or 5 years?
Yeah. At least you're of age now.
Thank
I
God.
stick with my Bacardi Gold.
I might switch to Kraken.
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 Just release the Kraken.
Kraken.
Phil McCracken.
Kraken.
Kraken's good. It's very good.
Kraken.
Or you know what? They have what is that?
Kraken.
What's that other shit like Sailor or something? There's
Sailor Jerry's.
yeah. I mean
It's
that's
not bad.
That's probably the same thing.
Just don't drink that Jamaican shit I have in the other room. That'll fucking melt your fucking head apart.
I have a story about that. I'll tell you off air, but because I'm not telling it now. But fine.
All right.
Do shit.
Well, listen, maybe we'll see you.
Pat, I'll
Maybe
tell
we
you
won't.
next time I see you.
All right.
Not doing
Okay.
it here.
I'm hallucinating.
Yeah, we should go. All right. Well, we'll be back on Tuesday if you're still alive. right? Next
I
Tuesday.
hope to be
Paul's
alive.
gonna. You realize Paul's gonna leave you to clean everything up.
That's fine. He's
Yeah.
done a lot of work. He was
I
at,
don't have a job.
he was running around doing shit when I got here. So
It was a little hectic.
I was fully prepared to play this
Classic episode.
classic
I
episode
know
with
which one it
with
is.
our buddy.
I know it. I know who it is.
It's not.
I
not
knew
as,
That was the
cheap.
best episode, man.
The website is arnoldsffc.com.
It's all ready to go, man.
Tell you what.
I like this. Wait,
Up.
where is he? Where the hell is he? Oh, really, dickhead? You don't have
That's
this
how
guy
it
on.
works.
You know, I thought I had
You
this
need a
guy.
cart machine.
I know. Oh, wait, now I got him. Here he is.
It'd be Fred Norris in the 1980s.
I used to be quicker, man. I needed another monitor. It's hard to do on this little thing.
Yeah, it is.
But where's it?
Fucking funny.
No, this is the best. This is the best quote about our show anyone's ever given. I'm
It's the
going to
only
crank this
one
fucker up
anybody
though.
ever-
But
That's why I like shit like this instead of some professional fucking punk shit.
You heard it here.
that's totally true. So yeah,
All right, man.
Welcome to the American Moron Entertainment Network.
It's fucking unprofessional.
there you go. All right.
Bye bye.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Pat. Thank you, everyone who showed up.
So long,
Thanks, Steph.
farewell.
Don't never do that. Never,
All right,
never.
yeah.
All right. So we'll be back next Tuesday at whatever the hell, 7:30ish.
Hopefully, I'll be acclimated back to the East Coast Standard Time.
Yeah. Hopefully you are by Friday.
I'm hallucinating.
All right. We're out.
Mother.
Take care. See you later. Peace.
Ciao.
Peace.
Jesus Christ, man.